Welcome to Top Fitness Saturday, and today's routine is called 8 ball. It's all quick rounds of 8 sets in quick succession. As usual, hitting all areas of the body, heart, lungs, push, pull, legs, core. All you're going to need is a kettlebell. For a few, got some rows in there, some clean and press. And the finisher as well, we're going to do some overhead sit-ups to really work the core. Anyway, let's get warmed up, and then I'll go through the details with you. Right, jump into the first. Yesterday, you're going to be a bit like me, a little bit achy, particularly around the legs and the chest. Okay, so 8 ball. We're doing quick rounds of 8. Okay? Each little round is 40 seconds. Within that 40 seconds, you've got a high intensity rep count, usually very short little reps, and then an easier exercise that you then do to take you to the next bell. Okay, so for instance, our first one, more body weight, and legs again. First two, I think I'll just be easing into slowly. We're doing a squat to a jump. Now, whether you do a tuck jump, or just a half tuck, or whatever you can manage, that's up to you. You're going to do 6. So a nice deep squat. Remember with a squat, I went through yesterday. You know, everyone thinks they know a squat. You do tend to get a lot of this sort of more hinging movement for a squat. You're sitting into that gap. You drive your knees outwards, okay, nice and low, oh, and then a little tuck jump at the top, okay? Even if you do a little half tuck, squat, half tuck, or whatever you can do, even a little, okay? As soon as you've done 6, your easier exercise that you're then going to do is some shoulder taps to take to the next bell. So come down into a prone position, shoulder taps. Remember, you want to be limited movement. It's an anti-rotation exercise. You try to stop the body rotating, so we don't want this. Okay, we want this. Minimal movement. The aim is that you keep with your body nice and level. Okay, and the next bell goes, and then you go again. 6 squat tuck, shoulder taps as well. Okay, that's it. Right, let's get started. We're doing 8, remember? 8 rounds, little breather, and then we'll move on. Yeah, 6 squat tucks, shoulder taps to the bell. Remember, don't do a tuck jump, you don't need bad knees or anything like that. Okay, just a little jump's fine. Okay, minimal. Right. Right, 8 rounds, doing. Ready? 3, 2. same again. 8 quick successive rounds this time. What do we have? Right. 6 kettlebell clean and press. We're doing a hand clean because we want to do them nice and fast, which means through the thigh triangle. Okay, that's your first movement. That hip movement. Pull, row and roll. There. Double come down, press. Okay, up through the hips. 6 reps. Okay. Look, row and roll. Stay relaxed. Row, roll, press. Okay? When you're done, you're then going to do, oh, brilliant, nice to see you there. Dark Horse, welcome back. Glad you're enjoying it. Okay, so, when you're doing those 6, you're then going to do deadlift with the same weight as your clean and press because you want the deadlift to be low intensity. So don't go and switch to the heaviest weight you've got and max your deadlift. You want it nice and light, nice and steady. Hinge, and now you are hinging. Okay, so now you're not squatting. Hips go back, knees still drive out, go just like you squat. Glutes engage, armpits close. Yeah, when the bell goes, you're back to your hand clean and press. 6 reps on the other side, back to deadlift. 6 reps on the right, back to deadlift, okay? Try to keep your hands on your kettlebell all the way through. Okay? Right, 8 rounds, ready? Trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, you come to me now. for you. Do it before he goes to bed. Although there's the spectrum for us here, first thing in the morning. Right, have a little breather. Next one. Bit of chest. Yesterday, pretty nasty. As if we didn't do enough press ups yesterday, right? Bunny hop press ups though. Again, just 6 reps, keeping it short and sweet, and then into body weight lunges to the bell. So, bunny hop press up. They're much harder than not because you are supporting your own body weight for that split second on that anterior chain. So you get your good press up position. Here, look, an arrow. Shoulders down. Keep them down. Okay, not like this. Okay, you want your shoulders down. Okay. Yeah, it was different. I used to hate training in the morning. Now I'm used to it. Right. Okay. So feet to one side though. Imagine a line on the floor that's running directly underneath you. Feet to one side, push up, throw the feet over, push up, throw the feet over. 6 reps, and then into your body weight lunges to the bell. Repeat. 8 rounds, quick succession. Right, let's do it. knee, don't let it swing in. Keep it out. So this time you're going to do 12 staggered row. So this is a little bit of a faster exercise. Yeah, all on one side. Mountain climbers to the bell, and then switch to the side, 8 hands again. So, staggered row, use this front leg as like your bench for your stability. Okay, nice straight line from head to heel. Thumb side of your kettlebell, pull almost to the hip. Again, engage the lats. Shoulders down, 12 reps. Okay, pull. Almost like your elbows being round your body. As opposed to this. That's what you don't want. That's all the wrong muscles engaged, traps. Your lats aren't engaged. Okay, on there. And then there. Okay? When you're done, down to the floor, mountain climbers to the bell, and then do the other side. Okay, ready? One more after this, by the way. try and 8 rounds. Then a little challenge to finish. So, you may notice we've got a little leg emphasis on the first one. Shoulders, push, and pull. Okay, so a bit of heart lungs and the breaths, and then a core finisher. Okay, we call it. As ever, it's an intelligent beast. You can get a good beast in anywhere, any fitness class, anywhere you like. What we try to do is always balance it with emphasis on push, pull, stand, hold, move fast, move slow, all completely still. You'll notice all these things are inbuilt. It's what I like to call an intelligent beasting. Now you'll be beasting, but there's a plan, there's a method behind the madness. Anyway, the last one now is burpee over mat. Okay, 6. You don't have to do them over your mat. You can just do normal burpees, so don't worry. Okay? If it was a normal busy Saturday, you probably wouldn't anyway. So, 6 of these. 1, cross, 2, and then when I'm finished, I'm holding a side plank. Okay? Stack my legs, raise and hold. Okay, create this pose through the body. Hips up high, hold, then down the bell. Same again. Swap sides for your side plank. Okay? That's it, and then that should take us near to the end. We got another finish now. So 6 burpee. And again, you can adjust those reps. You can't, it's burpees, range is beginning. 6 is probably going to take you longer than the amount of time given. And get some side planks. So, adjust the burpees. You could do 3 burpees and then hold the side plank. If 3 burpees takes as long as it takes me to do 6, go for 3, 4. Okay, 5, whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as you work at that same rate, that's all that matters with it. Right, okay. Here we go then. 6 burpee over the top, or normal burpees, side plank to the bell. Here we go. 3, 2, go. Spin my head around till you're I'm all burpee now. 150 burpees yesterday. Every one of them felt like 10. Right, you can do this finisher. Much less cardio. All that core. But you need a weight that's going to challenge you here. This one is all about the weight. If you go too light, it'll be way too easy. If you go too heavy, you won't be able to do it. The idea is you just about do it, or you don't quite do it. That's really where you want to be pitching it. You certainly don't want to be doing it with 8 time to spare. But it really is a very, very, very challenging ab exercise, because it isn't just the obliques, abs, it's everything really, particularly around the shoulder complex. Because what you're trying to do is all the time, you're trying to keep gravity on your side, not working against you. Okay, so you're going to do overhead sit-up, not a half get-up. You sometimes do a half get-up, is where you do a press first, you roll the shoulder up, you roll the other shoulder, and you push with this hand, and then you go, that's a half get-up, where you've got assistance there, haven't you? This one, really, don't send anybody hand down. There's no pressing it, so you just start in, get both hands, it doesn't matter how you get there, that's your start position. Okay, both feet out. Okay, I'm literally going to sit up and simultaneously push that kettlebell back so it's still facing the ceiling. That's what I meant by keeping gravity up on your side. Because the minute you don't, if I do this, gravity's going to take it from me. Okay? But if I do this, gravity's not happening. Okay? So that's what we're doing. Right, now, the pattern I'm going to use again, we're working with 8, and it's a ladder descent. So you're going to do 8 reps on the right, okay? 8 reps on the left, and then 8 leg raises. Okay? 8 leg raises just to really work core. Don't sit on your hands. Okay, that's doing the job your core should be doing. Yes, even if it hurts your back. That's why it's hurting your back. Because you're using your hands all the time, and the core never gets stronger. So what you need to do, if it hurts your back, is to bend your knees and just do like that. And as your core gets stronger, that angle gets bigger and bigger until it's a straight line, okay? That might take months, doesn't matter. So that's how you make leg raises easier. Please don't sit on your hands, it's a waste of time. Okay, so 8, 8, 8, and you're going to drop by 2. 6, 6, 6, drop by 2. 4, 4, 4, drop by 2. 2, 2, 2. If you finish within the time of the track, it's about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, then you hold a plank, a low plank on your elbows, till the time comes. Right, it's that simple. So even if you finish, you've still got to work, okay? Right. Okay. So, just checking this out here. You can see both angles there. So 8, 8, 6, 6, 4, 4, 2, 2, hold plank. Right, are you ready then, everybody? Thank you guys. Yeah, good idea. That's it. Nice light on emergency weight, I would, yeah. That's a very good idea. Right, okay, so ready? around with that. Right, well done everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Kathy, well done. Right, off tomorrow. We're back Monday with Saintly. With your Halo finisher. Good one, I like that one. We've got some tough ones coming up. It's 58, the ordeal. I'm not going to take which days though. Just turn up and do them. Right, okay. Have a lovely weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it's your first time watching. It's 9:30 every weekday. Followed by total mobility for half an hour at 10:30. And then we have this one on the weekend, this 9 AM. Catch up, do it whenever. Have a lovely weekend, well done. Cheers. Don't need oil with this sweat, you're joking, aren't you? See you soon.